really interesting Formula One World Championship this year.
Yeah, you could never tell with not a lot of mixing of the pot that it would be different, but I think what we are seeing in there is McLaren crept their way forward last year and they have really come into the mix. Mercedes have got to pull up their socks now, and Red Bull, I heard yesterday from Harry Newey that his father Adrian has never worked as hard because there's a championship to be chased for, so yeah. Red Bull, they're definitely with their tails up at the moment.
So Lando Norris, only seems 5 minutes that he was a guy in Ginetta Junior racing with an unusual name, but boy, has the world heard about him since. He's done a huge amount of racing very successfully through Formula 4, Formula 3, towards Formula 1, and now Lando Norris is strapped into one of the great charismatic cars here at Goodwood this weekend. A Marlboro McLaren, for many, is still the only livery. Others might say it has to be the original orange colours. Others might think of the next generation after Marlboro, which was the West Silver Tobacco. But for many, Ayrton Senna and a Marlboro McLaren ticks the box.
It's clean, it's crisp, and it's got a V10.
Of cars that were launched the year before when data gathering, if data was a word used in 1970-71, I doubt it was, but lessons were learned to make the car better for the following season.
They were indeed, and of course in those days, David, you're quite right, it was literally sketched on a pad, but you knew who designed pretty much every part of the car because it was the same person.
Indeed, and also every car was a different shape. You know, now, take the livery off, they all look the same pretty much, because a wind tunnel tells you what another wind tunnel is going to do. And an example of trying to push the envelope is the six-wheel Tyrrell that you're going to see in this batch. We saw it on screen a moment ago, going down towards the start, the Williams FW 08 there from 1982, another great car.
Well, don't forget, elbows out above the windscreen as though he's riding a bike.
Very quirky way of driving Simon Diffie has in that Prince Pierre 250F as Lando Norris is ready to go on the hill then in the XS and Senna McLaren. This is quite a moment for Lando Norris, and he is going to attack the hill, I'm sure.
Well, he certainly didn't hang around at the start, immediately the bark of that Honda V10. And in fact, it's a BRM between them. She should have a big enough gap to go into. But you can see that Lando with helmet bouncing around in the car. He's pushing this really pretty hard indeed.
He is. He's about to discover where all the bumps are. He's not going to necessarily stop and play to the crowd, is he? He's going to attack this in great speed. So podium finisher in Grand Prix, Lando Norris at Goodwood, goes through Volcom, and there's commitment in this. Now there's time for a cheery wave as Wade Eastwood is behind the wheel here of the Williams FW 08. This is the 1982 World Championship.